Hello everyone, this is Wendy. Welcome to my channel and to this tutorial for my Thistledown baby sweater. It's a simple and sweet sweater in sizes 6 months, 12 months, 18 months, and 24 months. I'm going to make the 6-month size today. It's perfect for a baby shower or a special little one in your life. If you would like the larger sizes, just click on the pattern link in the description below and you can pick up the pattern for yourself. You will also need a 4mm crochet hook, and for the 6-month size, 175 to 200 grams of sport weight yarn. So something like this Patton's Beehive Baby Sport, it's a number 3 weight yarn, and this is a 100-gram ball, so you will need 2 of these. I'll be using this pink yarn. I don't know what brand it is because I thrifted it, but I do know that there's about 175 grams, so it should be fine for this 6-month sweater. The sweater is made in 5 pieces. We start with a piece for the back, and then a front left and a front right, and 2 sleeves. Then once it's assembled, we'll add the button band and buttonholes. It's called the Thistledown sweater because this stitch is known as the thistle stitch. It's a really nice texture, not too heavy, and very simple to make. It's just a 1-row repeat. It starts with a chain, and for the 6-month size, you will need a chain of 46. There's 46, and then starting in the second chain from the hook, I'm going to work in the back bump. I recommend that because it makes a nice finished edge on the bottom, but you could work in the chain too if you wanted to. So in the second bump on the back, work a single crochet and 1 single crochet in each chain across for a total of 45 single crochets. So I'll see you at the end of this row. That single crochet row is your foundation row. Now we're going to move on to the thistle stitch. So chain 1 and turn. This will be the wrong side, or the inside of the sweater. Single crochet and double crochet in the first stitch. Skip 1, single crochet and double crochet in the next. Skip 1, single crochet and double crochet. Continue in that manner, skipping 1 and then single crochet, double crochet in the next stitch, all the way across until you have just 1 left at the end, and then you'll single crochet in that last stitch. So coming up to the end of the row, I have a single crochet and a double crochet in the 3rd last stitch. Then I skip the 2nd last stitch and put just a single crochet in the last stitch to anchor that end of the row. So there's the first row of thistle stitch. Chain 1 and turn. Now what we have here is a single crochet, then a double crochet, a single crochet, double crochet, single crochet. In the first stitch, which is the single crochet, do a single crochet and a double crochet. Skip over the next one, which is the double crochet, and in the single crochet, do a single and a double. Skip the next one, which is the double, and in the single, put a single and a double. And that's all there is to it. Do that all the way across. When you get to the other end, you'll put a single crochet in that last stitch, which is a single, chain one and turn, and do the same thing going back in the other direction. Continue. There's row 2 finished, and from here on out I'm just going to repeat that row 2. So chain one and turn, single and double in the first stitch, skip one, single crochet, double crochet in the next stitch, and skip one, and so on all the way down to the end. Put a single in the last stitch, turn, and continue. It's a really pretty stitch that doesn't take a lot of counting, and it works up pretty quickly. It makes a lovely baby sweater. So you'll continue with that row 2 until you have 6.5 inches. That will bring you up to the point where we decrease a little bit for this inset on the sleeve. So I will join you when I get to that point with this 6-month size pink sweater. So this sweater is now 6.5 inches tall, which is 16.5 centimeters, and I'm ready to reduce it a little bit in width for the sleeve. So to do that, chain one and turn, and I'm going to slip stitch in the first 4 stitches. Pick up a loop and just pull it all the way through. That's 2, 3, and 4. So that 4th one will be in a double crochet. Then carry on with the regular thistle stitch, putting a single and a double in the next stitch, which is a single. Work all the way across to the other side, and then at the other end of that same row, leave the last 4 stitches unworked, chain one, go back, and continue with the thistle stitch. So you can see how I've reduced it by 8 stitches. And I'll continue until I get to the full height of the back, which is 11 inches. The back, when it's all finished, should measure 11 inches from top to bottom, and this armhole opening should be 4.5 inches, because the sleeve that we're going to make later on is 9 inches across, and it will tuck right into that opening there. Check your pattern if you're making a different size for the measurements for the other sizes, but again, the construction will be the same. For the front, we're going to make 2 pieces that open in the center and have a bit of a V-neck opening, and then join at the shoulder. To make the right front, start with a chain of 24, and just like you did with the back, starting in the second chain, do a row of single crochets across so that you have a base of 23. Then chain one and turn and start your thistle stitch. Continue until the piece measures 6.5, just like it did for this back part. And in the same way, slip stitch in the first 4 stitches. Now for the right front, make sure that the wrong side is facing when you do those first 4 stitches. So look at your bottom edge. I like to have the right side be the side where I can see the chains a little more. I think that looks a little neater, but you could do it the other way as long as it's consistent. So chain one and slip in those first 4 stitches. and thistle stitch the rest of the way across. So single and double in every other stitch, just like before. At the end of that row, we're going to start the angled part at the upper front. To do that, chain 2 and turn instead of 1. And instead of starting the thistle stitch in the first stitch, start it in the third stitch. So skip the single crochet, the double crochet, and go into the next one, which is the single crochet, and start the thistle stitch there. That will result in a 2-stitch decrease at the neck edge. After that decrease row, work 3 rows even and then repeat. Decrease row, 3 rows even, decrease row, and so on, so that you get this angle going up consistently to the edge of the neck. Stop decreasing when the front measures the same height as the back and the armholes line up nicely. Then you should have 11 stitches left. Then make a matching piece for the left front, left as the baby is wearing it, in the same way, starting with a chain of 24, working up to the armhole height, making sure this time that the right side is facing when you slip stitch the 4 stitches to do the armhole decrease, and then go across and start your 2-stitch decrease, 3 rows even, 2-stitch decrease, 3 rows even, all the way up to the top of the neck. Now we've got the fronts and the back all complete. I hope that you're enjoying this project so far. On to the sleeves. I've got one finished here already, and I'll show you how to make it with the second one. For the sleeve, for the 6-month size, start with a chain of 34. As before, single crochet in the second chain and across for a total. The numbers for the other sizes are on the pattern at the link below. The whole purpose of this video is just to show you how to put it together once you have the pattern. But you may be able to make this 6-month size just by following along. Just like for the other pieces, at the end of that row, chain 1 and continue in the thistle stitch, single crochet and double crochet in the first stitch, the third, the 5th, and so on down the line. My foundation row and first row of thistle stitch are done. I'm moving on to row 2 of the thistle stitch. And we need to increase a little bit. And you'll see that the increases are offset. So I've got one here, one part way up here, and so on, so that I don't get such big jumps when I sew the sleeve together. And to do the increase, we're going to add 2 stitches in this manner. Start row 2 of your thistle stitch with a chain of 2, then double crochet, single crochet, single crochet, double crochet, all in the first stitch. Okay, normally we would just do the single and the double, but we're adding a double and a single to add 2 stitches to increase by 2 for the sleeve to make it a little bit wider. Then continue in thistle stitch, That's the increase row completed. The next 4 rows are just worked even in thistle stitch. So rows 3, 4, 5, and 6 are just worked even, the same number of stitches across. And then row 7 will be an increase on the other edge. So here's row 2, increasing on this edge, and then 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 will be at the other edge, and you'll start over. So 7, and then 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 on this edge. Do that until you have the right number of stitches in total for the sleeve, which for the 6-month size is 41. Once you get to the right number of stitches, just continue even until the sleeve measures 6 1/4 inches. Here's a little tip for these increases. You'll have to count for the first 2, but after that, the increase on the same side comes after 10 rows, and each of these sections here is 2 rows. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these kind of stripes or ridges between the 2 increases on the same side. When all 5 pieces are complete, it's time to sew it together. Start with the shoulders. Because I had 11 stitches left at the top of my front piece, I counted in 11 stitches along the back and sewed that together with a whip stitch, making sure that the outsides are together when you sew. Then put the sleeves into the side openings. Again, outsides together, and sew the sleeve in on either side. Once the sleeves are sewn in, you can sew the sides and the sleeve seams, tucking the tops of the sleeves into that inset that we created there. Then it's time to turn it right side out and do the button band. Beginning at the bottom edge of the right front. Pick up and work 30 single crochets up to this point here, up the straight edge of the front, and then 20 along the upper edge of the front, 1 single crochet across the neck, 20 down the angle on the other side, and 30 down to the other point. So that'll be 50, 100 single crochets plus the ones across the back of the neck. And that's about 1 per row. For the second row of the button band, chain 1 and single crochet in each stitch around. Row 3 is where the buttonholes come in, so chain 1 and turn. And to make the buttonholes, follow the numbers on your pattern, but for the smallest size, the 6-month size, it starts with 3 single crochets, chain 2, skip 2, and then single crochet 4. There's 1 buttonhole made. Then repeat, chain 2, skip 2, single crochet 4, and continue in that same repeat until you have 5 buttonholes. Then continue the rest of the way around. Do 2 more rows, so a total of 5 rows for the buttonhole band, and sew your buttons to correspond to the buttonholes. When you come back on the next row, you'll do a single crochet in each single crochet and 2 single crochets into each of these chain 2 buttonholes. Sew the buttons on to the left hand front, and there you have your sweet little Thistledown sweater. I hope that you enjoyed this project. I'd love to hear from you if you made it. Drop me a comment and let me know if this video gave you the confidence to tackle this sweet little sweater for yourself. Thanks very much for joining me. Drop me a like and subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more. I'll see you on the next video. Have a super day.